Hi there, my name is Supratim. Today I will discuss about a very interesting topic of mathematics, and that is called pi. So this symbol represents pi, and I think in your P metric you have come to know this one very well, and you have used it a lot of time in your calculations. Okay, in our higher studies also we have used it a lot of times in various mathematical laws and physical laws. Now I will discuss the origin of pi and how can it change the perception of reality. Okay, so pi was discovered almost 4,000 years ago. Okay, so many attempts were made to find the area of a circle, and for that they have used the various techniques, and the best approach what they found was if they take the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, okay, c by d, they found that for every circle this ratio is always constant. Okay, the ratio is same actually, and that ratio if being calculated it will result pi. Okay, so we have used this pi for various mathematical calculations, mostly in our mensuration problems. Okay, or maybe in our in our trigonometric problems we use this pi as radian. Now let me tell you one thing. This pi we have assumed in our classes, the value we have assumed 22/7 or 3.14. Okay, this is very significant because if you go through your P metric books, you will find clearly that the value of pi is not 22/7. Okay, it is an approximated value. Okay, now why I am telling this one, how does it matter? Okay, actually if you see the real value of pi, okay, the actual value of pi, it is like that. And the value of 22/7 is if you watch carefully these two numbers, you will see that in 22/7 there is a part of the decimal which tends to repeat. Okay, this type of numbers are called rational numbers, where the decimals tends to repeat. It may be non-terminating, but it tends to repeat. But whereas in pi, you see there is no repetition. This is a random pattern which will go on forever. Till date, the number of digits after this decimal point has been calculated, which is about 1 billion digits. Still it is going on. It will not never end. Because why? Because it is irrational. And that 22/7 is rational. So why do we take 22/7 instead of the actual value of pi? It is simply because of our convenience for the approximation, so that we can do our problems easily. Okay. Now, my point is that if we deeply think about that, then how this pi can affect our understanding of reality. Okay, so let us take an example where I will calculate the volume of a cylinder. Okay, so if this is a cylinder, with a height h and having a base radius r, okay, we know the volume is given by pi r square h. Okay, this is a simple mensuration formula. Now in our classes we have done, suppose r was given 7 centimeter, height was suppose 10 centimeter. We have simply taken pi 22 by 7, then did the r square and simply find the value. Okay, so the problems were made in such a way such that we can easily calculate the value by eliminating the ratios. Okay, now where comes the problem? Okay, the problem is, since pi, this pi is irrational, and you know that multiplying an irrational number with any rational or irrational number will always yield another irrational number. That means in reality the volume of a cylinder is always an irrational number. Okay, that means you cannot determine an absolute or exact value of a volume of a cylinder or any such a 3D object which involves any circular or symmetric part. Okay, it sounds very absurd that volume of a cylinder or a volume of a sphere or a cone is always irrational because of the irrational value of this pi. Okay, now why it is concerning for me? Okay, we tend to approximate things for our understanding. Okay, but if we really want to understand the depth of the universe into the most fundamental way, we cannot ignore all those I mean this precise values. Okay, so another example I can give you where we are approximating some part of the reality. That is, when we calculate the force between two charged particles, we use this formula. Okay, Q1 and Q2 are the charges of two particles, R is the distance between them, and this is a constant. Okay, so this constant also have pi. So clearly, if we take the charges to precise value, if we take the charges of individual electrons or maybe the force between two electrons separated at a distance 1 meter, okay, then we will find the value of the force, which will always be an irrational number because of this pi. Okay, that means the exact force, the absolute force, the value of force you cannot ever find wherever this pi is included. Not only force, you say potential or many other quantities which involves pi, you cannot find the absolute value because of the irrationality of this pi. Okay, there are many more things which involves pi, and if I go into that, there will be very much complicated process to explain all these things. So I am not trying to explain the significance of my explanation. That is, if we are ignoring what it is here, okay, then we will never reach to the actual the reality of the universe. Suppose this is the actual information, this much is the actual information which is encoded in the universe. Okay, this information is is a bundle of numbers and digits. Now if we are approximating things, we will find only this much. The remaining part of the universe will always remain unknown to us. This part will always remain unknown. Okay. So we will either drop it away by saying that this doesn't matter, or we can say this doesn't exist. Okay, but if we want to know this unknown, we have to consider all those digits in this pi. And for its irrationality, I guess we will be never be able to find the actual reality of the universe. Okay. So my suggestion, or maybe my perception of reality, is something different now, and that is why I am telling all these things. But I will suggest, or I may, insist you to always question things, whatever you come across, and maybe you will see another perspective of life, and you can think life another way. You have so many options to choose from. Okay, but this type of explanation, I don't know whether it will be, anything very significant, but I guess when we try to understand the reality, we have to take everything into account. If we discard anything due to our convenience, then we cannot claim that we know the reality very well. Okay. So I hope you liked my idea, and thank you for watching.